Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Fall 2019 Box Office Predictions. It's Adam Malik Aaron, and today we're talking about Ad Astra. We're going to go over its pros and cons, so let's just get to it. Pros. Movie stars Brad Pitt, who is one of the more recognizable actors in the world. And that's because his track record is filled with a lot of hits. Hits such as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Fury, World War Z, Moneyball, Inglourious Bastards, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, The Ocean's Trilogy, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Troy, Seven. So, this guy has a decent amount of hits on his resume. Sure, there's some duds in there, like Allied and By the Sea. Anyone remember those? Yeah, me neither. But ignoring those types of movies, he does have some decent drawing power. And the plot of this movie looked pretty interesting, or at least had an interesting-ish plot, where apparently Brad Pitt's character, he's looking for his father, who's played by Tommy Lee Jones. Apparently his dad did some type of experiment, and it goes like haywire, and then the whole solar system is basically in jeopardy, and so Brad Pitt has to figure out what to do and stuff. Sounds somewhat appealing, sounds somewhat different. And also this is, sci-fi thrillers, particularly these types of movies in the fall can be very very lucrative. Movies such as Gravity, The Martian, Interstellar prove that. All those movies were global smashes. So that's another thing this movie could have going for it. And it also has those IMAX screens, which is definitely going to give it a bit of a leg up comparison to other movies, that are in the marketplace. But let's go over its cons. Con number one, this is a Fox movie. And if you know, earlier this year, Fox merged with Disney. They're now one. And ever since that, with the exception of one movie, this whole thing has been terrible. It has led to nothing but bombs. Bombs such as Dark Phoenix, Stuber, The Art of Racing in the Rain. All of these movies were flops. And there is a high chance that this movie is going to join them. Why? Well, it's because this movie was filmed 2 years ago. I remember when this movie was supposed to come out in May. I just saw on the release schedule, and I was just like, oh, it's coming out in May, whatever. And then there was just no trailer, no poster, no nothing. This movie was just dead. And then suddenly they moved it to September, and then then they started to put in, posters and trailers, and that doesn't scream that doesn't, how do I say this? Something like that does not scream confidence. At least to me, it doesn't scream confidence at all. And then, because every movie has to have some type of controversy surrounding it these days, Brad Pitt had to say that the movie was about, you ready? Toxic masculinity. How many times have you heard that word on the internet? For me, way too many. And it's really obnoxious. He's saying oh, this movie's against toxic masculinity and stuff, and I'm like, dude, just saying that you're automatically alienating a large portion of the audience. You're basically telling them, screw off. This movie's not for you. And pretty sure the goal of a movie, or at least the financial goal of a movie, is to get as many people to see it as possible. Otherwise, you're just burning money. And whoever likes to burn money should never be involved with, forget movies, they should never be involved with business, period. They should stay far away from business. So I don't really see the benefit of trying to take some type of political stance. It's just not smart at all, because all you're going to do is just piss people off. So why do it at all. It's ridiculous. So, and also this movie, from what I've read from its reviews, the reviews are positive, but the thing is, the audience score is not. It's not positive. It's negative. It's quite terrible. With many people saying, this movie looks really good, but it's so boring. And if your movie's boring, you have failed at everything pretty much. Because movies are not meant to be boring. If your movie bores your audience, you've lost. It's over. You might as well just I don't even know how to even finish that. But yeah, if your movie is considered boring, there's a higher chance that people are not going to watch it, because why would anyone want to sit in a theater and be bored for 2 hours? Who wants that? Honestly. But yeah. So overall, my prediction for Ad Astra, its opening will likely be between 15 to 20 million. About on par with a similar movie that came out literally last year, First Man, although First Man was based off Neil Armstrong, while this is clearly leaning towards more sci-fi fantasy stuff. And although the toxic masculinity comment is nowhere near as harmful as the whole American flag controversy that surrounded First Man, it's still not a good look. It's still going to turn people away. So, for anyone who wants, for all you actors and directors or studios who want to push some type of political message, stop. Just stop it, shut up, and market your movie. Okay? No one wants to hear you speak about politics. People just want a movie that's a movie. Okay? Is that so hard to grasp? Like, I don't get it. But yeah, overall prediction 15 to 20 million opening weekend. It's overall between 40 to 50 million. And considering this movie cost about 80 to 100 million dollars, that's not good at all. Though it could benefit from the international box office because Brad Pitt is pretty good there too. So maybe this movie could be saved. Who knows? But those are my predictions. So next up we have what is it? Downton Abbey the movie. That's going to be interesting to talk about. So yeah, make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. I still haven't done my summer recap yet. I want to, but I'm still kind of figuring out where to put certain movies, because there's some movies that, because I divide them in 3 categories, right? All the winners, all the good, the meh, and the oofs. The oofs are quite clear, but like the meh, it's very difficult for some of these movies to be considered meh, because they may be considered successful in one way, but at the same time they're a failure in another way, and it's annoying. But hopefully I'll have that done sooner rather than later. And yeah. So make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. You want to go check out my past predictions. I've done summer box office predictions. Pretty much all of those went terrible. So if you want to laugh at how badly I screwed up those predictions, I have 2 playlists for those. Blockbusters and non-blockbusters. So go check those out. And yeah, that is all, and I am out.